Hello everyone. So today topic of discussion is components of X-ray machine. So the main components of X-ray machine includes we have X-ray tube, we have operating console from which we will control KVP MS, we have high voltage transformer, tube head or protective housing, we have collimator, we have patient table, grid, bucky, and the radiographic film. Moving towards the X-ray tube, we have cathode, we have anode. So from cathode, the electrons will come and strike the anode and it will hit the anode. After hitting, it will escape from the beryllium window, which is not lined by the lead. So what happened is the current is passed to the tungsten filament. This is a tungsten filament. So it heats up. So it will increase the energy and which will enable the electron to release through the filament, this tungsten filament, via process known as thermionic emission. So, an electron cloud is formed in the vicinity of this filament. We can call it as space charge or we call it as a Edison effect. Now, these electrons which are generated from this filament, they will accelerate towards the anode by the potential difference, which is the tube current. So, these electrons will bombard on this anode, so with the maximum energy of the tube voltage. So electrons strike the target with a velocity around the half of the speed of the light. We get 99% of the heat and only 1% of X-rays there. So finally X-ray are released through a window from the tube. I've already made a video on production of X-rays. You can watch it. After that, we have operating console. So from this, we control the KVP, MAS, how much dose we have to give to the patient and the exposure time. So it is an apparatus, an X-ray machine that allows to control the X-ray tube current and voltage. Then we have line compensation. So most machines are designed to operate at 220 volts, while some work with 110 volt or 440 volt. Power company often cannot provide that exactly to 20 volts at all times. So the voltage of X-ray unit may vary by 5%, which will result in a large variation in X-ray output. KVP, it controls the energy of the X-ray beam. MA is the amount of photons that will hit the patient. It regulates the amount of current flowing through the X-ray tube. That is MA. MA is the quantity of X-ray photons that will hit the patient and it will contribute to the total radiation dose. Then we have transformer. In an X-ray machine, the high voltage transformer is a crucial component. So it is responsible for increasing the voltage supplied to the X-ray tube. So this is elevated voltage is necessary for generating X-rays with sufficient energy for medical imaging. The transformer steps up. We have two types of transformer, step up and step down. It is a separate topic. The power supply to the level needed for effective X-ray production. Then we have two head for protective housing. So X-ray tube is always mounted inside a lead line protective housing. Why? To prevent the excessive radiation exposure, prevent any leak from the tube also. So it incorporates specially designed high voltage receptacles, provide mechanical support for the X-ray tube and protects it from further any damage. Then we have collimator. So this collimator enables us to expose the particular area we want. Like if you are doing lumbar spine, we will collimate that particular area so that dose will be or the photons will hit that particular area. So it will reduce the patient dose. The collimator is attached to the X-ray tube below the glass window. Here is the collimator where the useful beam is emitted. LED shutters are used to restrict the beam. Its purpose is to minimize the field of view to avoid unnecessary exposure by using LED plates. Then we have patient table and bucky. This is the patient table on which the patient is lying, and then just below it we have detector and bucky. Then comes the grid. So the main function of grid is to prevent the scatter radiation. By virtue of the function and material, collimator and grid are same, but they have a different location. It is made up of lead. It is located just after the patient. It is used to destroy scattered radiation from the body. So we have the lead strips from which the scattered radiation absorbed by the strips. The primary X-ray beam will travel straight from this space. We have something known as grid ratio. it is also a separate topic. Then we have X-ray film. It is a film that is placed after the bucky. It turns black when X-rays interact and stays white where the X-rays are absorbed. This causes an image to be formed that is black, gray, and white. This is mainly controlled by a term known as attenuation. I have made a separate video on attenuation. If you want to learn, you can watch that video. Thank you.